Hello students, we are going to continue the chapter sets, and this is the part 2. In the part 1 we have learned a lot of things about the sets, and we are going to continue the same chapter, and we will now talk about the representation of sets. Okay, there are many methods to represent the sets. For representing a set, the following methods are commonly used: description method, roster or tabular method, and rule or set builder methods. Generally, these three methods are used to represent a set. So we'll talk about these methods one by one. So first one is the description method. In this method, a well-defined description of elements of a set is made. So in this, generally the statement is written. Well-defined statement or description of the element. What description we will write? Like example is there that a set of cricket players with ages between 20 years and 28 years. So we have to represent the set, and we know that the set is represented in the what, inside the curly bracket. So we'll put the curly bracket and we'll write the statement or description of the elements. We'll not write the elements, we'll write the description of the element in the description method. By the name only it is clear. So we'll put the curly bracket, and after that, cricket players with ages between 20 years and 28 years. We have written the description for the elements. So this is the set. In this we have used the description method to represent the set. Now more examples are there, like a set of numbers greater than 40 and smaller than 75. So here we'll represent it through the set. So at first we'll start the curly bracket, and we'll add that numbers greater than 40 and smaller than 75, and we'll close the curly bracket, and so on we will write the sets. Now second one is their roster or tabular form. In this method, the elements of the set under consideration are written. Okay, whatever elements are considered, those elements are written inside the pair of curly brackets. Okay, and separated by the commas. Here each and every element is written in the roster or tabular method. Each and every element of the set is written inside the curly brackets. Okay, suppose that the example 1 is saying that if P is a set of last 4 months of the year. So we know that last 4 months of the year are September, October, November and December. So we'll write that P is equal to, and we'll put the curly bracket because we have to represent the set, and we know that sets are represented what, in the curly brackets. So we'll put the curly bracket, and all the members will add, and members are last 4 months. So last 4 months are September, October, November and December. We'll put the commas after each and every elements to separate them, and after that at last we'll close the curly bracket. So this is the set P, and it has been represented using roster or tabular method. So we have understood that in the roster or tabular method, each and every element is written. So here also it has been done the same, that if Q is the set of counting numbers less than 6, then all the counting numbers less than 6 will write. So Q is equal to the set of Q is the set of 1 2 3 4 5 less than 6, all the counting numbers less than 6. So we have understood two methods. Which methods? First, description method, and second, roster or tabular method. Now we'll talk about the third method, and that is rule or set builder method. So rule or set builder method. In this method, the actual elements of the set are not listed. In this method, what we do, that we don't write the each and every element. Okay, rather that a brief rule or statement or formula is written inside a pair of curly brackets. Okay, any rule or statement or formula is written to represent the elements of the set. So like example that if A is the set of counting numbers greater than 12, A is the set of counting numbers greater than 12. So here we will not write each and every element 12 greater than 12, like 13 14 15 16 like this. No, here we'll write that set of A is written, okay, set A is written in the set builder form as like this, that A is equal to curly bracket and then x and this symbol, and then x is the counting number greater than 12, okay, or in place of this symbol we can put this symbol also, and these two symbols are read as what, such that, these symbols are read as such that. So how will we read this set? Okay, this set will be read as that A is the set of element x, A is the set of element x such that x is a counting number what, greater than 12. So A is the set of element x and x is the such that x is the counting number greater than 12. So like this we will represent, and we have understood that these two symbols are read as such that, okay. So one more example is taken, that B is the set of x such that x is the factor of 6. So how will you write in the set builder form or what, rule form, rule method? So x like this, okay, x such that B is the set of, okay, set B is the set of x such that x is the factor of 6, okay, or like this. So both are same. So we have understood all the methods to represent the set. Now some important sets are there, like n is equal to natural numbers. So in the various method, description method, roster method and set builder methods, it has been represented. In the description method we know that we have to write the description for the what, for showing the elements of the set. Like here we can see that n is the natural number, it means what, set of all the counting numbers starting with 1, starting from 1. Natural numbers is what, set of all the counting numbers starting from 1, or it can be written like this also, set of the numbers 1 2 3 4 and dot 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 represent that it will be going on, okay. Now in the roster form how can we write that n is equal to set of 1 2 3 4 and dot dot dot, means each and every element is written here. So all the means they are infinite natural numbers, that's why few elements will add, and after that we'll put the dots. Dots represent dots represent that it will go to infinite. Now using two methods it has been represented. Now third method, that set builder method, it can be written like this, that n is the set of x, okay, such that x is a counting number starting from 1. So I hope that you understood that how to represent the set using description method, roster method and set builder method. So these are few examples, you will practice these by writing. Now we'll talk about the types of types of sets. So there are various types of sets. In this part of the set theory we shall be finding whether a set has a countable number of elements or not, a given set is empty or not, two given sets have identical elements or not, two given sets have an equal number of elements or not, two given sets have some elements in common or not. Means in this, okay, in this topic, means in the topic types of the sets we will be finding these things, okay, these things. Now first one is there, finite set. So a set is said to be finite. This is the type of the sets, okay. Now we are going to talk about the types of sets, and first type is finite set. A set is said to be finite, okay. A set is said to be the finite set if it has a limited number of elements. If it has a limited number of elements, that is the number of elements in it can be counted, okay. Finite means limited numbers. So any set will be known as the finite set if the number of elements are limited. It means the number of elements, okay, are limited or countable, which can be counted. So for a few examples are there, that P is the set of natural numbers less than 50. So if we write the natural numbers less than 50, then all the numbers can be counted very easily. So this is the finite set, okay. Now Q is the set of what? Q is the set of x. Q is the set of element X such that X is a number of students in your school. So actually Q is the set of the number of students in your school. Obviously number of students can be, all the students can be counted, that how many students are there in the school. It means there are what, limited or countable numbers of students. It means this set has the countable number of elements. So this is the finite set. I hope that you understood that the set whose elements can be counted, okay, that set is known as finite set. Now we will talk about the infinite set, just opposite of the finite set. A set is said to be infinite set if it has an unlimited number of elements. That is, the number of elements of such a set cannot be counted. That type of set whose elements cannot be counted, that how many elements are there total, then that type of set is known as infinite set. Suppose that Q is the set of the whole numbers. Okay, Q is the set of whole numbers. So Q is equal to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you keep on writing all the whole numbers, then it will go to infinite, because we know that there are infinite whole numbers, countless whole numbers. So the set of whole numbers is a infinite set, because this set has what? Countless or uncountable members. Now R is the set of stars in the sky. Stars also cannot be counted. It means this set is the infinite set. Now like this many examples are there, and you can make your question also. Many examples are there. Now such sets are expressed in the roster form by writing a few elements and then putting the dots to show the elements counting till infinity. So this type of sets can be represented in two manner, that like this in the roster form or in the set builder form, any. Okay, this is the set builder form, it is the roster form. Got it? Now third one is there, the empty set or null set. Empty set is also known as null set. Very simple it is. Any set which has no element. Okay, any set which has no element is known as null set or empty set, and it is written like this, blank, no element. Suppose that A is the set of none, nothing. So this is the null set or empty set. I hope that you understood. And it is represented by the symbol. If any set has no symbol, no member, no element, then that set is the null set or empty set, and that is represented by the symbol this. This is read as phi. Okay, this is read as phi, phi. Here you can see phi. So phi is equal to like this, no member is there. So curly bracket will put, and inside that nothing will be written, because no member it has. So like that few examples are there. Suppose that A is the set of triangles with four sides. Is it possible? Is there any triangle with four sides? So set A is what? Nothing, null, no member will be there of set A. So we will represent that A is equal to phi, or that is A is equal to nothing. We will just put the curly bracket. There is no, because there is no such type of triangle which has four sides. So no element will be there. Like the set B. Okay, it is the what? Set of the natural numbers less than 1. It is also not possible, because natural number starts with 1. So it will have no member. Okay, the set has no member here. So it will be written like this, B is equal to blank set. Okay, or empty set, or B is equal to phi. B is equal to phi. We know that blank set, empty set or null set is represented by phi. Okay. Now equal sets. What are equal sets? Two sets are said to be equal if elements of two sets are same. That is, the elements of two sets are identical. The symbol used for equality of the sets is used as like this, equal sign. If two sets have the same elements, all the elements are identical, all the elements of the both the sets are equal and same, then both the sets are known as equal sets. Suppose that here two sets are there, set A and set B. Set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, set A is the set of the what numbers 1 2 3 4, and set B is the set of natural numbers less than 5. If you write natural number less than 5, it will be 1 2 3 4. It means this set and this set both are same, because it is also the set of this one is same, 1 2 3 4. It means both are equal sets, because the member of both the sets are same. The members of both the sets are identical. It means both are the equal sets. So we can write that set A is equal to set B. When two sets are equal, then we can write set A is equal to set B, or set P is equal to set Q, like this. Or simply we can write A is equal to B also, because the what letters are representing the sets only. Now next type is the equivalent sets. What equivalent sets? Two sets are said to be equivalent if the number of elements in both the sets are equal. If two elements have same number of elements, which elements are there, that doesn't matter. Okay, that which elements are there, that doesn't matter if the number of elements are same. Suppose that A has two elements and B the set B has two elements, then those both the elements, okay, both the sets A and B will be called the equivalent sets. So here number of elements matter. Okay, if two sets have the same number of elements, then both the sets are called equivalent sets. So example is there that set A and set B. Set A is equal to XYZ and set B is equal to what? It is the set of Patna, Calcutta and Delhi. So here we can see that set A has 3 members and set B has 3 members. It means set A and set B both have equal number of members. So here set A and set B will be known as equivalent sets. Okay, so we have understood that what are equivalent sets. So some important points are there, so we'll read it. That equal sets are equivalent, but the converse is not always true. If equal sets are there, what are equal sets? If two just now we have read that if two sets are said to be equal, if elements of two sets are same elements will be there. Obviously if same elements will be there, the number of elements will also be same. If same elements will be there, okay, of the two sets, then number of elements will also be the same. If number of elements are same, it means that is the equivalent set also. So the same thing is there, that equivalent sets are equal sets are equivalent also. But it is not compulsory that that equivalent sets are equal sets. No. Here we can see that these are the equivalent sets, but these are not equal sets, but because the elements are different, and for being equal sets, elements also should be equal. So here XYZ are there, and here Patna, Calcutta and Delhi are there. So these are not the equal sets, these are equivalent sets. Now we have understood. Now disjoint sets. What are disjoint sets? If two sets have no element in common. Okay, if two sets have no element in common, then both the sets are known as disjoint sets. Suppose that here set A and set B. Set A is the set of students of class 10 and set B is the set of students of class 12. Obviously there will be no common element, because both are the set of different members. So no element will be common. It means set A and set B are disjoint sets. No element in common, it means disjoint set. So if we'll talk about the example 2, then P and Q are two sets, and P is the set of A, B, C and D, and Q is the set of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here we can see that no element is there common to both the sets. It means the set P and the set Q are disjoint sets. Okay, no element in common, then disjoint sets. So I hope that you understood. Now overlapping sets. What overlapping sets? So if two given sets have at least one element in common, if two sets will have at least one element in common, then they are said to be overlapping sets. Suppose that set A is equal to what? Set A is the set of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and set B is the set of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So here we have seen that set A and set B are overlapping. Why? They have common elements, as we can see that 6 is the member of a set A, 6 is the member of set B also, 8 is the member of set A, 8 is the member of set B also. Like this, 10 is the member of set A, so 10 is the member of set B also. So here few elements are common to both the sets. It means they are overlapping sets. If only one element would be common, then also those will be what? Overlapping sets. So we have understood this also. Now ordinary what? Cardinality of a set. What is this? We'll talk about this. The number of elements in a set is the what? Cardinal number. The number of elements in any set is called its cardinal number. So here we'll keep one thing in our mind, that elements should not be repeated whenever we are going to count the number of elements. So one element will be means if any element is being repeated, then that will be considered as only one, even that is written 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. But elements must not be written, okay, 2 times or thrice, or must not be repeated. So any elements must be repeated only one time, not more than that. So here we are talking about the cardinal number. So number of elements of a set is called cardinal number. Suppose that P is the what? P is the set of 2, 9, 11 and 14. So here it has 4 elements. So cardinal number of set P is 4. Why? It has 4 elements, and number of elements is the cardinal number only. So cardinal number of this set is 4. If we talk about the set M, then it is the set of X, Y and Z. It has 3 elements. It means cardinal number is 3. So like this we can find out the cardinal number. Set E is equal to what? Curly bracket and nothing is there. It means it is means it has nothing, no element. So what is this? Actually this is the empty set or null set. So it has no element. It means the cardinal number of this set E is 0. Like this we can find the cardinal number of a given set by counting the number of the elements of the given sets. And cardinal number is represented like this, that number and then the set. Suppose that if we are talking about the set B, then cardinal number of set B is represented like this, and B is equal to, and whatever the number is there, number of elements, we will add this. Suppose that we are talking about this cardinal number of P, then cardinal number of P is equal to 4. Okay. Now if we will talk about the cardinal number of M, then cardinal number of M, then N, then in bracket M, and then how many elements are there? 3. Then we will add 3. So we will represent the cardinal number like this, and then name of the set like A, B, C, D, E, anything, and then the number of elements. Okay. So example is there. Write the cardinal number of each of the following sets. So it is very simple. Here set A is given, that these are there. So here at first we will check whether any element is being repeated or not. Here we will see that 3 is being repeated, 3 times it has been repeated, and 5 is also written. So we will just write it one time only. Okay. So we will just write it again. So 2 is there, then 2, 3 is there, then 3, 5 is there, then 5. So 5 is there again, but we have already written, so we will not write it again. 3 is again 2 times, so 2 has been written already, so we will not write it again. So we have got that only 3 elements are there at last. Okay. If we write it only once. So cardinal number of set A is 3. What? Cardinal number of set A is 3. Why? It has only 3 elements. So cardinal number is 3, and it can be represented like this also, and A is equal to 3. So like this we can find the cardinal number of any set by counting the number of elements. So this much only. All of you, all the topics have been covered of your chapter 10. So you will do the exercises of this chapter, and this is very easy. You can do very easily. So all of you, bye, have a nice day.